At UFC 322, where Islam Makhachev would go on to beat JDM, Dillon Danis, Conor McGregor's former sparring partner, would be banned for life by Dana White and the UFC because of this brawl in the crowd. He would reportedly brawl with Abubakar Nurmagomedov and Magomed Zanakov, members of Islam's team. You can see on your screens, security would finally make their way over to try and separate those beefing with one another, but the punches would continue to fly. According to MMA media members, Danis was doing as Danis does, posting incessantly online and taking shots at Islam's team. Dana White, positioned on the other side of the octagon, when not being seen on camera, striking his wife not once but twice in the face in Cabo San Lucas on New Year's Eve, would tell the media he knew exactly who was involved by the looks of all of it. The amount of manpower it took to break all of these dudes away from one another shows the size and scale of the brawl. Many would flee their seats. Others pulled their phones out and went to record everything, then posting it online later. These were ugly scenes that easily, and I mean easily, could have been prevented. But nonetheless, that did not happen. You'll see in your frame, after tons of security would check on the well-being of those involved, including a man who was whisked away, one dude in a gray shirt and dark gray pants would somehow, some way, while being restrained by security, propel himself up and kick another in the face. A man in green saw what happened and sucker punched that same person. And the crowd, of course, would react to every single punch, every single kick, every single part of the melee overall. Javier Mendez, Islam's coach, would speak with submission radio on everything that occurred, with what he read and saw from Danis & Co. at UFC 322. Here that is.
Yeah, that guy, I mean, why doesn't he grow up? I mean, what the hell's he doing? I mean, I read, I heard Dana's speech regarding that, about how he was sitting in the fighter section and sitting where Team Habib was to boot. I mean, come on, dude. You're asking for trouble. And then they showed me the videos of what he was showing Ali and Islam in a relationship type embrace. And then he was doing things with a porn star in Islam embracing. And then he's talking crap on other things. I mean, what do you expect when you do that? And you go and you sit where the guys are sitting and you riling them up with big, huge disrespect. I mean, this guy, it's like when Logan Paul's girlfriend went after him, rightfully so, because he was making her look like something she wasn't. So she sued his. And then, you got to stop that stuff. It's like, stop picking on people's religion, man. That's what he was doing. He was making fun of it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's lucky that got handled earlier on as well, before the main event happened and stuff like that. It's good to see that it got handled and moved on. No more Dillon Danis events anymore.
Dana White also spoke on it.
I blame myself for that, actually. They came back and told me right before I walked out for the main card that Dillon Danis was here and he was moving around, sitting in fighter seats and not sitting in his own seat that he had. He had a ticket. And they said, "Do you want us to throw him out of here?" And I said, "He has a ticket?" And I said, "Yeah." And, they told me, they said, Masvidal said he's going to fuck him up on sight. And I said, "Well, where's Masvidal sitting?" He said, "Well, he's 6 or 7 rows away from Masvidal." I said, "Well, if the guy has a ticket, let him sit in his seat and let him do what he's doing, and keep an eye on him." It never even crossed my mind, as stupid as this could be, that the entire Muslim Brotherhood was here tonight in the first 5 rows for Islam. And as soon as it broke out, I was over on the other side, and I go, I know exactly what that is. I knew it. And, yeah. You will never see Dillon Danis at a UFC fight ever again. So they called me from downstairs, and they said, "We got him down here. Do you want to press charges and have him arrested?" And I said, "No, we don't want to press charges. This is the fight business, man. You know how I feel about this, and I could have prevented this tonight, and I messed up.
Yeah. Anyone else get arrested or anything like that in the fall?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
We're not pressing charges. I'm not speaking for MSG or
Right.
anybody else that was involved in this thing. I don't know, but we, the UFC, are not pressing charges against anybody.
And here's the champion on the scuffle.
And just last one, you're obviously getting ready for the fight backstage, and a huge brawl breaks out with some of your teammates and Dillon Danis. Dana was in here talking about it. He said it was his fault letting them sit too close to each other, but was that a distraction at all, or what did you think of all that?
When you talk about someone like last 5 years you talk about someone, when you meet them, как будь ты должен отвечать за свои слова.
You have to answer to what you said.
You have to answer what you said, you know. And today, I don't think he answered, you know. And he still say a lot of bad things about our team. And today, he coming and somebody just meet him. He talk about this guy's bad, and today the guys just meet him. That's it.
Dana said he's banned from UFC events for life, so he'll never be back to one.
He have to ban from this country also.
Magomed Zainakov would go on to say this: I didn't know him at all. I didn't know that he would maybe be in the arena. I didn't think he'd have the courage to come here like this. Maybe he didn't have enough attention and wanted some hype. For some people, it's probably just hype, but it's not for us. It's not hype. We seem to have different principles. He wrote about Islam, not Khabib. This is my team. These are my brothers, and I'm always with them. Magomed Zainakov, a member of Islam's team as well, would say he, as in Danis, has to answer for everything that is said, and he allowed himself to do such things, posted, threw up all sorts of incomprehensible posts. There was no time to think about anything. I flew in and hit him from the right. He fell, and then it all went on and on from there. In the end, we were kicked out. It would have been better if we had watched the fight at home in the hotel. Let's also not forget that Danis, prior to his fight with YouTuber Logan Paul, posted photos that may have been digitally altered of Paul's then-fiancée, Nina Agdal. Thus, Agdal filed a lawsuit against Danis for what she and her team called revenge porn, saying that his posts caused the Danish model to suffer humiliation, emotional distress, and reputational harm via MMA fighting. Agdal also claimed that at least one post Danis made involved a sexually explicit image taken from a romantic encounter more than a decade ago, alleging it violated federal and state law. Her attorneys wrote in a letter addressed to the judge, whose name is Michael Hammer, we write to apprise the court that an independent forensic specialist conducted an initial inspection of defendant Danis's dead cellular phone and determined it's very likely its condition is the result of an intentional effort to render it inoperable and thus destroy electronically stored information, or ESI, central to this case. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.